So obviously, we're in a time right now where there's a lot of agitation amongst the so-called black community.
Floyd, despite pleas for peace, some are turning their protest into a riot.
Copy that. Here we go. All right, this is getting serious. Oh my goodness.
A target across the street, climbing in and out of windows and taking whatever they could grab.
This was gentrifying condo. That was Wendy's, major corporation.
You got people outraged, including myself, due to the senseless killings, and there's a reason for that. Because this society, which was built off of white supremacy, is scared of seeing the black male in power. I've been studying a lot of history. You know, regular history and then also spiritual, biblical history. Not just biblical, because there's spiritual books that are not of the Bible, you know? And when you remove that limited scope of understanding, you start to understand why we're in this position right now. Trying to plead with this society and their judicial system and saying, yo, this is wrong. We're being racially discriminated against. Why are y'all asking for justice? They feel justified in killing us because, see, you gotta understand, this country, the United States of America, was founded on white supremacy. Man, what kind of justice do you want from them? If they gave us justice, they'd be going against their very own principles of their forefathers. What did Jefferson say? That all men are created equal. All men. They thought of us as dogs and property. You get what I'm saying? So like, that was never intended for us. And I'm gonna tell you why. Why they don't want to give us a foothold in society. Why they don't want to give us our freedoms. Okay. See, this is the problem. All us black people want to unite, but we don't want to unite under this very biblical and spiritual and quite literal truth. The black people are Israelites. Not all. Don't get me wrong. I'm talking about in the black race. You have these spiritual, chosen children of the Most High Yahweh, otherwise known as Elohim, or as the church calls him, God, right? And his son is Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. The church calls him Jesus Christ. Now, I've heard certain groups say, man, yo, how you believe in that white religion?
So, I always tell people that black folks have something that I call the Jesus complex. See, the reason why people want a Jesus, to me, I always tell people, I scare black people, I say, Jesus is never coming back. Black people go, oh.
It's not really a white religion, originally. If you understand the origins of these beings, and I don't even want to call it Christianity, because it's not Christianity. Christianity has just manipulated and just, you know, torn out so many of the principles and laws and statutes that we're supposed to be following. So not Christianity, because Christianity has been headed by Cesare Borgia. That's the person you see as the face of Jesus, Cesare Borgia. You could look that up, right? But when you understand the reality that they didn't give us these beliefs. When I say they, I'm talking about the European whites. They didn't give us these beliefs. They gave us an edited version through a European eye, right? They took our records, they took our beliefs, and they said, we're gonna do a couple revisions, and then they gave it back to us. That's when we were enslaved, right? And so we had nothing else to really hold on to. But here's the point. They knew who we were. We were a prized possession before the Lord. And as I was saying before, this prized possession is within the black race. I'm not saying that all black people are Israelites. They have Egyptians, they have Ethiopians, they had Canaanites, you know, and it has several other ethnicities within the black race who are black, who have black skin, you know, who are brown skin. That doesn't mean that they're Israel. A majority, my belief is a majority of the black race is Israel. Not all, right? I don't think everybody in Africa is of Israel. I think the tribe of Judah and Benjamin and half of Levi was in Africa, right? And they came over in the slave ships. Ain't no 4 million black people come over to America from Africa in the transatlantic slave trade. 4 million? 4 million black people? Gonna say, yo, alright, Sir Masters, I don't know where's I'm a-goings, but 4 million? Come on. Come on. Let's really think about that. Nobody's gonna raise up. Nobody's gonna defy these slavers, these merchants. Nobody? Out of 4 million? Nah, it didn't happen that way. You probably got a good 10,000, 20,000, something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened. And that was the tribe of Judah. You got some. Because listen, 4 million, I was looking at a picture of Woodstock in the 70s. Man, I'm just saying, I'm just giving you perspective. I was looking at this picture and it's like a sea of people. Like you can't see nothing but people in this picture. It's 500,000 people. That's what they said, 500,000 in attendance. I'm like, dang, that's what 500,000 look like? So can you imagine now? 4 million? Yo, 4 million people was just like, all right, y'all got us. I don't care if you got guns. We gonna bombard you at some point and be like, nah, we ain't taking this. You get what I'm saying? So that's been a myth about slavery. I'm gonna tell you the reason why, because these Anglo-Saxon European Americans, they don't want us to know that this land truly belonged to our forefathers. Just like the same religion that a lot of you black people have been turning away, saying, oh, this is the white man's religion. That belonged to us originally. They just took it, like I said, and they revised it to suit them, because they found out, man, God is black, right? I mean, it's right there in your Bible. Go to Revelations 1:15. How does it describe Yahushua, Christ? How does it describe him? They say, yo, John said, because John's looking at him and he drops his face because he shook to death. And he's looking, and remember, John was his disciple on earth, so he had to recognize who it was. He's like, oh, that's Yahushua. I know him. He's in his glory right now, but look at him. I know those feet, because that's what he describes his feet, because he's on the floor. And he's like, yeah, his feet was the color, his foot was the color of brass. Brass. As if it was burned in the fire. Now tell me, if the picture we see as so-called Jesus Christ, which is Cesare Borgia, tell me if that man looks as if his skin has been in the furnace, the color of brass. It's in your Bible, right? So this is the point. America, all these world leaders, this whole organization, of world order, of United Nations. They know exactly who we are. Man, I could go through several different books where it says that these nations will be confederate against Israel. Now, I know many might ask, so why, God, why? Why did you allow us to leave our glory? Why did you allow us to become such a lowly people, such a dishonorable people, such an enslaved people? Why, right? I'm gonna tell you, because our forefathers did wrong. What they did is they started to think that they could keep power in their own hands and control power and not use the help of their creator, Elohim. They turned to idolatry. They turned to other gods. They turned to customs and things that had nothing to do with God and the origins of their people. See, with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and those 12 sons of Jacob, you see there was so much power within them because they knew who they were. They knew who they were. Man, if you read the book of Joshua, you'll quickly be able to tell that these 12 sons of Jacob were like superheroes. They were doing things that were just supernatural, right? Because they knew the truth. They enveloped that truth. And what took place was that they tore down several nations and kingdoms. So when you see how they're treating us today, you have to understand that they are fearful of reemergence. There's millions upon millions of us, right, that are from the seeds of these 12 brothers. And when they see that, they know that they first have to keep our mentality locked up by telling us we're African Americans, by not giving us the truth, right? By not letting us know our history and our heritage. They're scared that we are going to get back in touch with our ancestry, with our forefathers, right? But here's the thing. They've been successful in subduing us because we haven't cried out to our Creator in truth. It says you should worship Him in spirit and in truth. See, we've been going to the churches all these years in spirit with partial truth, with partial understanding, with incomplete doctrine. See, when you start filling yourself with the absolute truth, and I'm talking to the whole nation of Israel, and I'm talking to Gentiles as well, because you Gentiles, I'm talking white, black, Chinese, or any other, right? You Gentiles, if you cleave to this truth and understand who we are, and you bless us, God will bless you, right? That's an understanding that you have to come to grips with. Because as much as you see this wickedness going on and how they killing us, God is just like, yep, I'm getting ready to kill them. Everybody that touched Israel, I got it written down. I'm watching you. Look, y'all recording it. God recording it. He got even more in-depth footage. Like, you see this right here? Man, y'all don't even know. I'm about to tear y'all down. I'm about to send the flames upon you. Earthquakes, tornadoes. Oh, I'm going to kill y'all. I'm going to make sure y'all clear this land, because this land belongs to my people, Israel. That's a whole nother story about America. America belongs to Israel. But I just want to talk about the fact that we are being racially profiled and discriminated against, and there's a reason why. Because they know the truth, we don't. Many of us don't. And it's time for us to come back into that truth of who we are. Those people are frauds. In the Middle East, in so-called Israel, those people are frauds. People who call themselves Jewish with the yarmulke and all that stuff, frauds. They may not know it. Look, you can go to Jeremiah 16. 16:22, I think, 16:22. And it says that the Gentiles will say that our fathers inherited lies. I might be wrong about the verse, but I know it's in Jeremiah 16. Go read it. Go read the whole chapter so you can get a better understanding, right? But when you start reading that stuff, it starts to make sense that Jeremiah wasn't just talking about a time with Babylon. He's talking about this time and the time that is coming. He's a prophet. He wasn't just prophesying about that time. He was prophesying about times to come, way into the future, like now and beyond this point. Isaiah prophesied about now and beyond this point, right? Baruch prophesied about now, or his time, now and beyond this point. If we would read it with great understanding, with clarity, knowing who we are and who those people in the Middle East aren't, then everything begins to make sense. When we have a complete doctrine, then, man, you'll see the killing stop. I guarantee it. You'll see their power wane and ours grow. Guaranteed. When we all as a nation come together under this understanding, because when we realize that we are the true children of Israel, right? Or we realize who the true children of Israel really are, and we begin to bless those people, if we aren't them. You know what I'm saying? If we aren't, if we're Gentiles. I'm not a Gentile, I'm a Hebrew, and many people that look like me are Hebrews, so I'm just speaking to both sides. You know, when we both come together under this understanding, man, you won't see as many killings.